was wondering exactly what it's like traveling down the Illinois River at 3.8 knots. Well, it's a lot like this. Just slow going. Nothing much to show or speak of. But it's calm and relaxing. And hopefully you pray for the uneventful. So that's what life's like in the captain's chair anyway.
Hey everybody, welcome back. Try to talk fast because I talk slow naturally and these videos go on for way too long, and then I have to delete it, and plus I have to cut the AC off, so it's going to start getting hot in here quick with all the doors closed, but it'll be quieter. But unfortunately you may hear some people washing the boat next door. If you do, just realize, man, this is the environment. You don't get to pick your outside noises, there's no quiet time. So anyway, let me start by saying I'm absolutely humbled by the response that the first video has gotten, how quick people were to like, to subscribe, to comment some sweet, kind, generous things on the bottom, especially about Cypher. A couple folks even reached out by text, and I just got to say, man, I'm humbled. I'm very humbled. He's got a collar. It's got my number on it. I'm trying to stay optimistic. Sometimes that collar comes off him, though, but we'll see, man. But you guys have made a tremendous difference in this little screwball's journey, believe me. I want to tell you, I was thinking before I tried to record this, I was like, I wonder how long it's been since I slept on dry land. And so thanks to Google, I didn't even have to do any math. I just typed in the date I purchased the boat, which was that night I slept on it. And it turns out today is my 70th anniversary. It's been 70 days since I slept on dry land. And it's quite alright with me, because this is like sleeping on a waterbed, on a giant waterbed. If you know me, I would love the water anyway. I had a pontoon boat. I would basically lived on it on the weekends, and party during the day, and then catfish all night, and tie up under rainstorms, under bridges and stuff. So that's that's how long it's been. 70 days. It's a long time. Secondly, I don't know if they want to be named or not, but there's people that have stepped up and helped me in a extremely generous way to make sure this next leg of the journey I'm about to take is typically the most dreaded. Of the 6,000 mile loop, this stretch I'm about to go on is 250 miles where there's absolutely no fuel on the way down. There's one stop called Hoppy's Marina, if they're doing well and have fuel, and they're not even a proper marina. They're, like brick and mortar marina. They're a bunch of barges that were tied together to serve as a marina. But from there on, 250 miles until I reach Kentucky Lake Dam, and the marinas near the dam. So that's a dreadful thing where it's either sink or swim, and you don't want to be tossed around trying to go. I gotta go down the Mississippi and then up the current of the Ohio River. Hopefully it's not too bad before you come back down to the Kentucky Lock and then hit the Cumberland. So I figured I would tell you some of the stuff about what it takes to navigate this. It's a lot. It's 11-foot wide boat, 30-foot long, twin engine. It's a lot to handle. It's, you know, it can be trying just to dock, especially in wind or current. And so I was going to give you a rundown of some of the things it takes to be able to do this. Understand, too, everything I'm doing is foreign to me. This is all uncharted to me, uncharted territory, all new experience, and you just try to be as well prepared as you can be and as smart as you can be in the process where you may not be prepared. So the first thing that you have to scope out for anything when it comes to this kind of travel is going to be when it comes to the weather. Your weather window, you don't get to pick. If it's sunny days, it's sunny days and it's no worries. But the last thing you want to do is to be trying to travel during thunderstorms, lightning, tornado warnings. I mean, this is the whole area. Illinois got hit with a tornado while I was in Peoria, I believe. It even affected some of Chicago. Shout out.
Around 10 miles per hour.
So
tonight, cooler. Partly cloudy in the evening, then mostly cloudy with scattered showers and thunderstorms after midnight.
not travel
Low in the
window.
50s. East wind around 10 miles per hour.
You don't want to be playing.
Saturday, showers and thunderstorms. High in the 70s. East wind around 10 miles per hour. Chance of rain 80%. Saturday night, mostly cloudy early in the evening, then becoming partly cloudy.
So that's the first thing you want to do is make sure you're not, you know, as Travis Meadows would say, run out to play in a minefield. That's what you're going to do if lightning's dropping from the sky. So you got to know the weather window. The second thing is you got to know where you're going. And not just where you're going, but how you're going to get there. So this is old, so yeah, it was stained. I don't know if it looked like it just got wet a little bit or something, probably during rain. But Army Corps of Engineers charts of the waterway. The paper charts are essential. They're, I don't know, if you can read an atlas, you can read a river chart. And there's legends and there's things on the side that tell you what this or that is. If it's a light tower or transmission line, underline power lines, things like that. But it's essential to have papers. I was blessed to have to get a boat that came with the Illinois Riverway system, and that makes a huge difference. The second thing that makes a huge difference is being able to navigate. And you can use your phone, but your phone is small and it's not optimal for doing any kind of navigation. I mean, it works if you're in a car, but if you're in the boat and you're trying to, you know, you're not necessarily in a shaded environment and you're trying to navigate through things, you want to be able to see what's happening. So what I do is, I'm trying to load it up now, but I got a hand-me-down iPad 2. And the iPad 2, the bad thing about it is it doesn't accept all kinds of apps. Some apps this iPad is too outdated for. The iPad itself has to have been a connectable device. So this was an old Verizon version. So that way it's already got the GPS embedded in it I use the iBoating app, and when you use the iBoating app, it'll pinpoint. You can put it in, see if it comes up. Show you, trying to get the glare off of it as much as possible, but show you exactly where you are, and then you can go through and plot your trip. And then once you plot your trip, you can go back and look at the statistics of it, and it'll tell you how far you're going, and it'll give you options where you can edit the speed that you plan to go, or the gallons per hour that your boat uses. And then so it'll give you a total at the end, and you can adjust it if you change. And then when you get ready to depart, you take off and hit record, and as you're following that route, it records your journey. So then once it's recorded, it gives you real time how long it took, what your average speed was for the journey, things like that. And then you can go back and use those actual experienced numbers to calculate your fuel usage and things like that, or speed, all the little details you need to. And that's how that works. You got to know not just the tides, but when it comes to the river system, you got to know how to operate around barges. The Army Corps of Engineers linked all these river systems together where you can do a great loop. But they particularly did it for barge traffic. So barges are the priority, and a lot of times the majority of what's on this river system and other river systems. Barges don't play, man. They're huge. They're massive. They push up to 15 containers. And these containers are huge. They're like ginormous compared to like just truck, trailer type containers. And it's pretty intense. I'll tell you a funny story real quick while I close this. But when I first got this boat, I took what's called a sea trial, where you go out and test it, And the guy, Kevin, really sharp guy, he took me out. It was the first time I'd ever drove twin engine, twin throttle boat. And so I was only doing exactly what he was telling me to do. And he would say, okay, put them both in gear, or, put one forward, one in reverse, and notice how you spin, things like that. But at one point he was like, okay, put them both forward. He said, all right, now I want you to really kind of get up on plane instead of plowing. I want you to go forward and really, really give it some throttle. And so, all right, they give it throttle. I'm doing what it does. And we go down the river and start coming up towards a barge. And he was like, oh, slow down, slow down, slow down. He didn't tell me to slow down, so I didn't automatically know to do this. But barges only have about 1.5 feet of clearance from the floor of the working platform of that barge that's pushing all the containers. So if I came through plowing with twin engines a whole huge wake, it'll rush inside their barge, and you can get in trouble for that. And so I slowed down when he told me to slow down. Then he explained why. I wish he had done that earlier, but he explained why. And then as we're riding by the barge, when my boat is meeting up with the barge coming back this way, you see this old potbelly guy in a white t-shirt step out of the back, one of the like a boiler room or some kind of working room of the barge, and kind of did a little bird but held it to his chest, which is sad and insulted, but I didn't know what I was doing. And the good thing about that is you immediately remember that situation and don't become a a recurrent nuisance to barges. Of course, I idle everywhere now anyway, so they love me. I don't even put up a wake. But anyway, I just want to say thank you to everybody that did so much to help with the video when it comes to liking, subscribing, and the great comments. This whole next trip is really based on the generosity of people. I'm not sure if they want to be named, but you know who you are, and man, you make a world of difference to making sure I can get there safely. And eternally grateful. Eternally grateful. But I appreciate you guys watching again, and like I say, I don't know if this may not always be exciting, maybe sporadic, but I'll let you know the truth of how it goes. Anyway, thanks, and I hope all y'all are doing well, and come on back.
TikTok.